In this video, I'm going to cover the database editing, adding to the database, how to rename something, delete something, all the different things about making this your personalized database. So the first thing I want to cover here is we've got the first one here, and we've already got one in here under Big Rigs, which is basically pretty blank. I've got one part under here. Now this one here, I put Big Rig in by on purpose so that it would be named incorrectly. So I'm going to change that to Wheels, and simple enough to do. Just retype over this, hit update. Now you notice it disappeared here. You'll have to come back and select Big Rig. Now it did not get rid of this because I didn't delete it. So you have Wheels. Now in this column here, you have bulk add, which will add to the column on the right. But I want to do a bulk add on the left column over here. And I'm going to add in here just a couple of different names. Let's say frame on one, cab, suspension, and we're just going to save that. Now don't hit save twice in here because it will double, it will duplicate. So now that those, they look like they disappeared, but come back and hit Big Rig and they come back in. So now on this one here, we got suspension, and you want to do a bulk add again. You can do that from here, or you can also select Big Rig and come down here and select a single. Let's put tire just as an example. Now you hit Big Rig again, tire shows up in here. There's two ways on each of these columns. You can add a name to this column here, or you can add a name to the right column. We're going to put, actually, we make sure we select tire, and then we do tire damages. And hit save, and that little icon or pop-up will go away, and now we've got tire damages. So we want a bulk add. We can come in here and we can put lugs missing, center cap damage. So I'm just going to put in 2. I'm going to hit save. Make sure you don't hit that again twice. And then we come back to Big Rig, Wheels, frame, and tires. And each of those filled in over on this far right side. So that is how the database gets added to. Now if you want to create a new tab up top here, and all you do is hit this plus sign and you put in whatever it is that you want here, and I'm just going to write the word junk for now because I'm not going to keep that. And I go to junk, and everything under here is gone. There's nothing in here. So that's how you add to the top and how you add to any of the others over here. Now there is one more way. We're going to go to junk. We're going to add one subtitle because you're going to need one. Sub-tab, I should say. We hit junk again. We select junk. Now in this column over here, the names list is completely empty. There's another way to add names to this column only using this button here. And I'm going to put coil damages in here. And I have not selected the word junk on the left side after typing in this window. Before I type in this window, if I hit junk, it's going to put that word junk over here. But I want to add coil damages to the far right. So I type in here by clearing out the word junk and then hit add to names list, and there's our coil damages. So you hit junk and you want coil damages after that, and we come back, we've got junk coil damages, or whatever you name this to here. So the next thing is we don't want this database in here anymore. We can rename it, or we can go in, right click on it, and delete it, and it is gone. We're stopped at Big Rigs. It is no longer there. It took out the names list. It took out everything in this side here as well. So that is how the databases get created and renamed. Now there is one other source. If you wanted to see the database, this is what it looks like. And there is quite a number of items in the database here. Do not edit the database from here. You can import and export the database. However, from here, import and export. But once it's exported, do not edit here. It will throw up an error. The program has special programming in it that does not allow you to come in here and change, even though you can come in here and type in here all day long, and you save it. As soon as you save that, it will not re-import back into the program. So while you're creating, adding to, editing, deleting, or whatever, anything you want to do in the database, you do it from within the program, because the program has special programming to assign certain things to certain categories in that database. The only reason that there's an import and export is so that you can easily export your edited database, whatever it is that you have, and of course you can create a brand new one from scratch. I will show you that here in just a second. But you want to export it and send it to another computer and use it on another computer, that same database. That's what the import and export is for. If you want to create a brand new database, we're going to use the word junk again as our database, and watch what happens. The word test that was here turned to junk. You'll notice the images disappeared. They all left because you're starting all over again. We're going to use a larger set of images here. On this, there are quite a number of images in this folder here. A lot of different vehicles, etc. Anyway, so now you've got a blank slate, and you want to create, let's just go to body. We're going to create that, and that's going to show up here. You can right click on that and open this up, and we're going to put front bumper just like we have in the other. Core support. Just those two items are sufficient for now. We're going to close, and then we come back. We hit the word body again, and then they show up in here. Okay, so under front bumper, again, you want to do a bulk. Bumper cover damages. Just put CBR damages. And rebar damages, etc., etc. And we saved it, we closed it. Now we press the word front bumper, and they show up over here. Okay, same thing with core support. And again, you got singles. In order to this button down here is ghosted out. In order for you to be able to add in here a single, you have to select the word in the upper tabs. In this case, it's body. Then you can add just one single in there. On this column over here, since there's nothing, this button is not ghosted out, so you can add a single item as well. So now you have to make sure that you select the button that you want this next name to go under first. And just a quickie here, core support damages, and now we hit core support, and now it shows up again. So when you click this, it's going to jump over here, and even though this ain't a core support, that's what it's going to want to name that image. Whatever the image is in this window, when you select this, it's going to name it. So now when we come back to closing, first you won't be able to close this database. Can't do it because it is currently the open database. So what you need to do is go back in and open a different database if you wanted to delete that last one. So now we're no longer in the junk, we're in test. We can now delete the other database. And if we look at our list, it is gone. All we have in here is test and test. Now, these buttons on the right, your database, they will not fill in anything down here until after you've loaded your images. And we're going to go back to our image folder, and once these images load, then these buttons will work. So you can't work with the database unless you have at least one image open in this open window here. So that is how the databases get added to, edited, and imported and exported. One other item to be careful about when you're naming something. This particular slash, the program don't like it. So I'm going to add something here, and I'm going to put core support slash damages, just for that. Okay, so I've done that. It is here. Notice it threw an error. So you don't ever use the slash. Let me change it to damages without the slash. We're going to update it, and it works. So never use a slash. You can use a number of different things, but a slash, the program just doesn't like it. So keep that in mind.